Hey, Saji. Happy birthday. It's your season of holiday and cheer. We're closing 2022. Wow. Wow. I'm working with the vice versa tarot. They have two sides to them. I was just saying today on a live that I did for the end of 2022 for all the signs that December, your season, feels like okay, in the northern hemisphere, it's getting cold. The clouds are covering the sun and we can't really see it clearly. But that I felt like the sun has this trick up its sleeve where, okay, they can't see me through the clouds, but they can feel me through their heart. And it's almost like light is beaming stronger in our hearts when the sun is covered by the clouds because if the sky isn't clear and the path is not there for us to see clearly, we have to be our own light in the shadows, in the dark, in the mist, in the cloud. It helps you to shine brighter. And that's the Sagittarian constant theme. You always shine bright from the inside, regardless of what is outside. If it's light or if it's dark, if it's clear sky or if it's a cloudy sky, if things are easy and fluid or if they are hard and harsh and challenging, you deliver the light into the room and into your own path. And it's nice that once a year, the collective gets to learn how to do that, what you do all the time. Okay, we have Page of Pentacles. Wow, beautiful. Ace of Swords and Seven of Cups. Okay. Very mystical. Being initiated into something that you don't quite understand yet. You feel its power, you feel its beauty, even the destined aspect of it. You know it's something you were always meant to learn, a path you were always meant to walk. And you're still not seeing the forest through the trees, but it's okay because the trees have some lessons to teach you. You've come to a mastery level in your life, and now you're back to being beginner's mind because you've maybe mastered the material world, and now you are called to be initiated to the magical world. There's a role you know you're meant to play, and maybe you don't know exactly yet the details of how exactly it will look like. You now are going to learn those details one step at a time. The initiate. I think one of my karmic shift and liberations videos that I did was called the initiate. I don't remember which sign it was. Um, but maybe you want to watch that. It's on Vimeo, but also for unlimited streaming on Patreon, the initiate. I don't remember which sign it was, but it doesn't matter. It could apply to you. The Strength card. So you're not alone in this. You have either a spirit guide or a close friend, an ally that is walking beside you at all times. I don't know if it's like if it's an energetic company or a physical company, like be it a person or again, um, I'm just repeating myself, a person or a spirit guide. And you are going to encounter an obstacle, a test, an adversary, something that will block your path or someone. Now, this could be you, your own fears, your own ego, um, thinking that you already have mastered something. Why do you need to be an initiate? Why do you need to start from a lower position than you're used to? But I feel like what you're being initiated to is really big and really important, that they take, or it takes, who it allows in, it takes the process very seriously. Like it's in a way to filter um, the fake ones, right? Or the ones with a lot of ego. I feel like this is something or someone or somewhere that want people who are very capable, but not egoic to a level where it's like thinking that they're better than other. Like they want really good people that won't let their ego come in the way of the purpose of the goal. Um, so little things will happen to tackle you, but if you respond with grace and humility and you keep doing the job that needs to be done, then you'll pass with flying colors. It's not as challenging as it might seem. It's not as scary as it might seem. You have the power, you have the inner strength, and a lot of resilience here as well. Look, you're going to start something, or it could be a relationship, could be a job, could be a path, could be a faith, a study, where it's going to feel so accurate and so destined, and then it's going to start getting confusing and misty, and all kinds of question marks will come up. It's part of it. 10 of Cups. It could lead to a very joyous place in your life. Show me more, please, for my Saggy seekers for their birthday season. Okay. 7 of Pentacles in the upright and 9 of Cups in the reverse. It's going to feel like you're investing a lot of energy and work into something that doesn't give you what you wished for or what you thought it is. Again, it's an illusion. This Ace of Swords is so bright and clear for me here. It's like the only one with the bright sky and clear sky. I think this is something that could be very, very good for you. And it might be just you're not getting the satisfaction that you were hoping to get or that you're used to getting right away. So you feel like maybe it's not it or isn't right because it's not going fast or you're not seeing the results quickly. That's going to be your cue that you're still immature. Sorry. Again, whatever this is, it puts blockages on the initiate's path to make sure that their heart is true. Um, if it's not purposeful by them, by the person or the place themselves, then it's purposeful by spirit. So either they're doing a really glorious job at making sure only the right and the virtue and the true will get near them, or spirit does it for them. in ways, creative ways, I would say. Don't be deterred if you're beginning something that you really want and feels so perfect, but then hurdles come up and it's not as fluid or it doesn't happen the way you imagine it to happen. The way Nine of Cups is the fantasy, especially with the Seven of Cups. So if it's not going exactly like your mind fantasized it, you're don't approach it like from a childish kid level, but rather from a mature shaman level. Like see beyond the oracle's tests. You won't get what you want the way you want it right away. And that seems to be the point of this. Will you stick around? Knight of Cups. If you do, then you show the virtue of essence, having the virtue of essence, right? That your heart is true. If you show up for the mission but not for the payment, if you show up for the love but not for the what they can do for you, right? Maybe someone wants to make sure that you're with them for them and not for whatever it is that they can do for you or what you can benefit from being with them, something like that. I think underneath all these tests, they're very, very sweet and romantic, and it may have been taken advantage of. I'm hearing many times over. Well, that would make sense then. Show me more for Saggy, Sun, Moon, and Rising seekers. Yes, it can apply to Venus if you're asking. Seven of Wands and Knight of Pentacles with their back to us. The Knight of Cups is facing us. Okay, so a futile effort will be let go of. You might reach the end of a battle of some sort, something you insisted on, and either you've gained it, you've succeeded in it, and now you realize that it wasn't necessarily worth it. Like you didn't gain what you thought you'll gain from it. There's some sort of a futile battle, um, a stubborn one that is reaching its conclusion. And I see you a little bit regretful for possibly putting in energy on something meaningless when you could have put energy on something meaningful. We have 3 sevens on the table as well. It's very spiritual. This is something that required your faith. So I think some of you maybe passed on something very, very meaningful and full of essence because it required some trials or it required overcoming some challenges. Um, but those weren't like bad challenges. Those were ego challenges, you overcoming your own sense of indulgence or ego. So you didn't want to do that, and you went with something that seemed surface level, easier, more fluid, that turned out to be way more combative and way more argumentative and way more um, difficult in its essence, right? So something appeared difficult, but it's actually super fluid and soft and sweet. You passed that, you passed on that, and then you went for, or you're about to go for, depending on whether this has already played out or about to play out. And then you went for something that seemed fluid and like what you thought you wanted, but then it turned out to be just a mess or a waste of energy. So you're either experiencing that realization now in retrospect, or you're about to go into that situation. So if that's the case, heed this as guidance and advice. Anything else for Saggy? Maybe more a little bit about this Ace of Swords, Knight of Cups, Strength card, or Saggies. Ooh, this is pretty. Eight of Wands. Now you see this Pegasus here? I'm really feeling like it's this white horse here. So it's like, I see that you're deciding to go all in and try to pass through the tests of the oracle or the passages of the initiate, right? It's like suddenly this knowing, this very powerful inner knowing and faith just strikes you, and you know what to do and where to go, and you're going from like considering, thinking, fantasizing, dreaming to like flying straight through the storm to get through the passages. Interesting. Like after fighting something that just exhausted you, or fighting for something that exhausted you, right? From the Seven of Wands, you're like you're suddenly making a complete pivot, a very sharp pivot into the direction of the essence, and you're so passionate about it and so certain about it that it's not going to feel challenging anymore. Because as soon as you put your ego aside, it's no longer challenging. It was only challenging for the ego. That's it. Otherwise, it wasn't as challenging at all. That was just a perception. Here you have the Ace of Cups, beautiful. So I think it's love. I think this could be someone special. And especially now on the other side, we have the Empress. So this is someone with very high sense of worth. Again, someone or something or some place that requires you to be true and virtuous in order to reach it. So, in order to be accepted to that job, in order to be able to be with that person, in order to be able to live in that place, you got to go through some essence types of hurdles. I'm not talking about these type of empty hurdles. Um, Fighting for something that is futile and not beneficial, rather going through the challenges to get to something that is very and very beneficial and very loving, and that can give you a lot. So this job could be very, very, very abundant, very productive, can give you a really high level of status, of worth, of income, will give you the freedom to be creative, to do your thing. But first you have to prove yourself worthy of that freedom, right? And if it's a person, this person will give you everything. They just needed to know that you won't take advantage of it, that you are not there, you're not in it just for the taking, that you are an equal giver as they are, that they can be there, that you can be there for them as much as they can be there for you in challenging times. Absolutely beautiful. And the Star card. We took out the Ace of Cups, put it on the table, and okay. And see the Morningstar in both these cards? So both the Star and the Empress have the Morningstar, which is Venus. Venus is in your sign right now, moved in with Mercury. So I think she's very prominent in your reading and in this season for you. Um, the morning star is the light bearer, right? It's the bringer of light, the bringer of truth, but through the darkness. It's kind of like, the true essence of what Lucifer is. No, I'm not Luciferian, and no, I'm not teaching you to love the devil, not the way you think. Chill, take a breath, hear me out. So the word Lucifer means light bringer. Luz, light, fel bringer. Okay. So originally and until today, people who bring light and truth in the face of adversity, despite societal conformity or prejudice, tend to get punished for it in the present. They might be celebrated in retrospect by future generations, but in the moment they're always vilified and demonized. Kind of like Morpheus, who took fire from the gods and brought it to humanity and was punished for it. Was considered a thief and a sinner and a traitor by the gods, but he brought light and warmth to humankind. Like we should be loving. Okay, so same with the archetype of Lucifer, who wanted to bring truth to humanity and not have it be a sole propriety of the gods. And God was very mad at it. It's like, no, I need to stay above humanity, and humanity can't know the truth. How dare you give them the truth? And thus vilifying the archetype of Lucifer, of the light bringer, the morning star. Venus, okay, the divine feminine, sounds familiar, how witches were vilified for delivering wise, mystical, esoteric truth to people and dare to heal them, right? Um, every single entity in history has been vilified for its truth and for trying to help humanity. So, Sag, I feel like it's either you and someone has missed out on you because you've been delivering truth and they prejudged you and not saw through your courage and your bravery and kindness, and by trying to show the truth, to tell the truth, or you did that to someone, maybe this person um, that were very much in their truth, but in collective truth as well, and trying to shine light through the darkness, and maybe you saw it as something wrong for whatever reason. We've had a lot of demonization in the past few years. It could be a result of that. Maybe they tried to tell you a truth of some sort and you thought it was wrong or it was false, or someone taught you to think that, I don't know, something wrong with them for believing that. Um, and you went with someone that surface level was really applying all the societal expectations as to what truth allegedly is. And now that you get to know them, you're like, wow, this person is an idiot, or they're actually not the opposite of righteous, or something like that. Now I'm using dramatic word like righteous and light bearers, but I'm archetypal and I'm poetic. So, but apply it to how it plays out in your life. It can be mundane and simple. But either way, it symbolizes something far greater and more philosophical and poetic, so it's okay that I speak that way. But I see you breaking out of it and realizing the truth. This is also a lot of truth, pure truth, the star and the ace of cups. We have two aces here. This is partnerships, or maybe you're going into partnership with a special person. Um, yeah, three of wands. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Three of wands, two of cups, judgment, and the sun. I'm really picking up like a return of someone that you have dismissed, or you're returning for someone that you have dismissed, or vice versa, the vice versa tarot, or if someone has dismissed you. This was a beautiful reading. Check out Patreon for Tarot Masterclass Bunkai. And be sure to subscribe if you're new and like this video. I love you. Happy birthday, and I'll see you soon. Bye.